So I wanted to do this video before Thanksgiving because I was going to have it as the top 10 dessert fragrances for Thanksgiving, but I had too many videos scheduled, so you guys are just going to get a 10 amazing dessert fragrances where they're all going to be like this gourmand. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a dessert as far as what you're going to eat. It could be a coffee style fragrance, a drink style fragrance, but we're going to be talking about 10 fragrances that are going to be the dessert gourmands that I think that you guys should give a shot. So without further ado, let's get it. What's going on, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud. If you're not already and you would like to, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Everybody else, hit that like, show your brother some love, put it onto the algorithm. And then everybody else, if you would like to comment and let me know what some of your favorite dessert gourmands are. Again, it could be a drink, it could be a food, something that you would like to enjoy outside of just a fragrance that you think that you could eat or drink it. With that said, again, I was going to do this for Thanksgiving Day gourmands, but like dessert gourmands, but I had too many other videos scheduled, so I decided to do this afterwards. I have 10 of them. All of these are going to be really good. I left out a few. Like 1 Million Prive is discontinued, but that's like a cinnamon bun drink. Parfums de Oajan is like a cinnamon pie. There's a lot of other ones like Horchata de Vanille. Would have put that in here because it's like a kind of milky fruit cake, but I just got that in. Also, even though I don't like it that much, a lot of people do. Xerjoff Ithalica, Ithalica. It has that kind of fruit cake style vibe as well. But I could have put those in there. You guys might want to try those out as well. But the first one we're going to get into here is one of the only 2 fragrances from the Mugler Amen line that is still actually available today to buy, and it's actually not that expensive. It's almost like an aromatic cappuccino. This is Amen Ultimate by Mugler, and I like the bottle. I mean, it's the star bottle, it's just blue. All of the atomizers in these type of bottles pretty much suck, but whatever. So Amen Ultimate is just what I said. For the first like 2 minutes, it's more of like a spicy aromatic fragrance that's like lavender and stuff like that. But after that like minute and a half, 2 minutes, it just smells kind of like a vanilla cappuccino you would get from like a 7-Eleven. It kind of just smells like that. And I say that because I've never had a vanilla cappuccino anywhere else. I'm just thinking about those machines you press the button and you could smell the aroma coming from it. It kind of just smells like that. It smells like a vanilla cappuccino with a little bit of like this aromatic lavender and slight spice and woods in the background. But for the most part, it smells like a cappuccino. So if you want to smell like a cappuccino, my wife really likes this fragrance. And every time I wear it, she always goes, "What are you wearing?" It's like, come on, man. You tell me that all the time. It's the Amen Ultimate. It lasts about 6 to 7 hours, so it's not a crazy performer. But if you spray it on clothes, you know the whole deal. So good. So good. But we're going to go from drink to, I guess, kind of food. This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite designer fragrance. It's a fresh gourmand. Does it remind me of something I want to eat? Yeah, it's close, so I put it in this video. This is Azzaro's The Most Wanted. And this is the Eau de Parfum Intense, obviously. The Most Wanted, yeah, it does smell like something you could eat. I mean, I could definitely see like a cake coming out smelling like that, or like some kind of like toffee candy. But this is basically a warm and spiciness that comes from the cardamom mixed together with that really nice toffee that brings that gourmand facet. But you also do get a little bit of freshness from this fragrance that allows it to be an all-season gourmand. It's more for the nighttime, for the warmer months, but very good fragrance. As you work your way to the dry down, you do get some of the bourbon vanilla that you get more prevalent in the Parfum mixed together with the toffee in this one, as well as some amber woods. That's what this line's known for, is that amber wood. It's in the Wanted by Night, it's in this one, and you know what I mean. So the Most Wanted just has that toffee vanillic tone, an ambery back touch, a little bit of freshness, a warm and spiciness from that cardamom. And then again, you get that slight woodiness and the vanilla in the dry down, as well as a little bit of spice. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a touch of like cinnamon or something in this fragrance. It feels like that. It may be almost like a salted accord. I never really go much further into this fragrance when I review it because to me, it's like super easy to review. It's just a fresh gourmand that has like a toffee vanilla like touch with a warm and spicy outside. As you get to the dry down, it's that same exact fragrance. Just add in a little bit of this kind of like deeper sweet woods that you get from the amberwood. That's pretty much it. Yep. So that's Most Wanted. Another fantastic gourmand, and probably from this list, the most mass appealing. But anyway, going back to a drink. So this one is one of my favorite coffee fragrances. You know the thing I hate about coffee fragrances is that most coffee fragrances don't actually smell like coffee. I like people got me to try that Halloween Man X. It smelled like 5-day-old roasted coffee beans. Like I did not like that fragrance. I could retry it. Maybe it would be different for me now, but or maybe I had a bad bottle or something, but I doubt it. And then the only then I tried Matier Parfums and Sensuave, which was legit like 1% coffee and 99% this like deafeningly sickly heavy incense. But anyway, there's two fragrances that do it pretty good. And one is by Replica. It is Coffee Break. It's a very calming coffee scent. You can smell the coffee, but it's between like a coffee and a cappuccino, as is this one. It's almost like a fruity coffee I can't say it. Fruity coffee cappuccino. But anyway, this is by Ralph Lauren. It is Polo Red Extreme. Also discontinued, but you can find a bottle like this for like under 100, and I think it's worth it. Polo Red Extreme is, again, like I said, it has a little bit of a fruity tone to it, but it is kind of like this sweet, almost coffee-like cappuccino. Or if you like took coffee and you put your sugars and your milk and stuff in it, so that it didn't actually smell like roasted coffee. That's pretty much what you get with this fragrance. It has a slight roasted coffee tone, but for the most part, it's almost like a whipped coffee, like a latte or some shit. You also do get like a vanilla and woodiness to it and a little bit of spice, but this is, as far as coffee fragrances go and with designer-like appeal, Polo Red Extreme does exactly that. It has 6 hours on the performance. I honestly don't care though. 6 hours is great for this style of fragrance. Sprayed on clothes, obviously. You're wearing long sleeves during the fall and winter for the most part, so it's not like you're gonna roll down your sleeve and spray and then roll it back up so nobody can smell it. So yeah, that is really good. Polo Red Extreme, really nice. And that was number, I don't have any idea. Going into the next one. So this one is a little bit more unique. To me, this kind of smells like if you took Most Wanted and you amped up the toffee to 100 and you added a lot more powder. It is Louis Cardin Sacred. I can't remember if it's Louis or Louis. I think it's Louis Cardin Sacred. But there's a company in Pittsburgh called Rolling Clouds. If you look up, it's rollingclouds.com. They sell these to people in the United States, but this is more of a European brand. And this is one that I got in, and I've only worn it a few times because, again, I got it in like at the end of last winter. So now that the fall started, this is more of a winter fragrance than anything, but it's still a dessert gourmand. It's almost like a caramelized toffee with powder underneath it. It's like a powdered tonka / vanilla, but if you like powdery sweet fragrances, kind of like the powder that you get from Armani Code Absolute, Spice Bomb Extreme, stuff like that. But it smells more like Most Wanted if you add in like this caramelized topping. It's kind of like what it is. Yeah, it's a very enjoyable fragrance. If you want something, this is probably, as far as the dessert gourmands, if you think dessert gourmands, this is probably the most dessert gourmand out of all of them. It smells like you're going to eat like a big pound cake that is covered in vanilla and then has powdered sugar all over the top, and then like a caramel drizzle. That's kind of what this smells like. So it's very heavy on the powder though. So if you don't like powder, don't go with it. Just an FYI. So now we're going to get into number, I honestly have no idea what number, probably like 4 or whatever. But with that said, this is a brand new release as of November 1st. It just came out. I'm very excited to talk about it, put it on some lists. And this is the perfect video for it because it is a dessert-like gourmand. This is by Zaharoff. It is Zaharoff's Signature Aurum. So I do want to squash a little bit of a rumor out there because when I did my full review, I had somebody comment on the video that Zaharoff is stained by the fact that they're so active on social media that it makes it feel like the reviewers are paid. I can't speak for anybody else, but based on what my knowledge is and what other people... George is a very nice guy that even though he's active on social media, it's because he really does have an interest in talking and in interacting with people. There's no negativity going on there, and also he never has even reached out to me and said, hey, would you mind reviewing my product and saying this or that or this or that? Like, I don't know anybody that's ever told me that outside of like this company from China that I just kind of ignored. But with that said, yeah, at least for me personally, I don't know. I just like the fragrance. I mean, there's fragrances from the house I don't like, and there's fragrances that I like. So, yeah, with that said, Zaharoff Signature Aurum. The opening is good, but is very situational, the opening part of it. And I can see why some people would try this and say, you know what, I don't like that, blah, 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 because it's a very, very, very rich honey. It's like a honeycomb absolute, which smells like a dark and rich Manuka honey, which is a very expensive honey, draped over kind of a pile of grated cinnamon. The cinnamon isn't as heavy as the honey. The honey is very dark, very rich. That is what you get for the first like 20 to 30 minutes with an ambery overtone. So if you can't get past that part, I can understand it, but I really like that part too. It's just, I don't think that it's even close to as good as the dry down. My wife and daughter also don't like the opening. I still do like the opening. It's just very sickeningly rich. It's like the opening, you would only want to spray like a spray or two, but the dry down, if you could spray that, you would want to spray like 5 sprays because it gets to this almost like Kinder-like Bueno oil, where it's almost like a crispy but slightly powdered cocoa outside with this rich vanilla hazelnut creaminess on the inside. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I keep saying Kinder Bueno because it's what it is. It's almost, my daughter said it smelled like a white chocolate, like a white chocolate bomb put into hot cocoa. And that's exactly what it kind of smells like to me. And I completely agree. While that honey never really leaves the fragrance, the opening 20 minutes to half hour is mainly honey with that cinnamon, but that honey and cinnamon becomes like 10% to 20% of the fragrance after about a half hour with that cocoa slash hazelnut and vanilla really just rolling the fragrance as you have that amber overtone. And I like the dry down a lot better. That's where it gets more into a gourmand. And the opening is kind of just like if you would eat a spoonful of honey that was very dark and rich with a little touch of cinnamon. But that is Zaharoff Aurum. Very, very nice. But I would recommend getting a decant first. So yes, I will recommend that. I always recommend that for any niche fragrance. Going into the next one. This one's discontinued as well, but I don't care. I need to put it on some list, and so I put it on this list. It's as close as you can get to an apple pie, like an actual apple pie, not like a cinnamon pie like Oajan or a cinnamon cider like Prive. This is as close as you're going to get to an apple pie in a fragrance, unless it's like super synthetic. And this is Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum. So while it doesn't smell exactly like an apple pie, that's why I'm saying unless you're looking for like a candle that smells exactly like an apple pie, that's going to smell synthetic, and you're probably not going to want to wear that because it's going to make you smell almost kiddie. This one, it puts that idea into that Boss Bottled fragrance where it takes that original well-known DNA of the Boss Bottled that they have completely shysted that, because when I was growing up, the original Boss Bottled was like 8 hours performance. Now it's like 4 if you're lucky. They shysted that performance. And so then they came out with this in like 2016, 2017, the Eau de Toilette, and then followed by the Eau de Parfum, which both were discontinued because they were special editions. And now you can't really find it for less than $120. So I still think it's worth it for that price, but it is just a darker, richer, more gourmand version of the original. So it's more the fall and winter version of the original. If you like the original, you will like that one. They are very similar, it's just one's darker and richer. But that is Boss Bottled Eau de Parfum Intense. And then going into the next one. This one legit smells like one thing, and that is Cocoa Pebbles. This is Montale's Chocolate Greedy. It smells like Cocoa Pebbles. So, I mean, I guess if you wanted to have, like, cereal for dessert, then Montale's Chocolate Greedy is going to do that. You just have to like powdery chocolate. I mean, it smells like Cocoa Pebbles if you crushed them up and maybe mixed it with a little bit of vanilla. There's not much else going on with this fragrance. It is fantastic, though. It smells like Cocoa Pebbles in a nutshell, but not actually in a nutshell. That was just a saying. You know what I mean? Anyway, Montale's Chocolate Greedy. I ain't going to talk about it more because I don't want to keep you guys here all day, and I'm already 16 minutes in. Speaking of chocolate, this one just was discontinued, so if you can find it, scoop it as fast as possible. If you don't like it, you can just resell it for a higher value after about like 3 or 4 months. But this is by Hugo Boss again. This is Boss the Scent Private Accord. I know a lot of you guys have it who follow me, that's why I put it on the video. This is going to be that Maninka fruit from the DNA. It's the best one in the line because it actually dials down that Maninka fruit and replaces the, because most of them are like 75% Maninka fruit. This one replaces 50% of that Maninka fruit with dark chocolate. It's almost like the inside of a cacao pod. That's legit what this smells like. It is cacao mixed together. Cacao! Why did I think that? It's almost like cacao mixed together with the Maninka fruit, that dark and fruitiness, and then you get a little bit of woods and sweetness and vanilla, almost like a creamy backbone. It's a very beautiful fragrance. It just smells like the original, the scent, but a little bit deeper and warmer. You have this like warm and spicy tone, and then dark chocolate replacing most of the Maninka fruit. While the Maninka fruit is there, after about 25 minutes or so, it's like 5% of the fragrance. In the opening, it's a little bit more prevalent, but I love it. Dark chocolate, even though I don't like the taste of dark chocolate, the smell of dark chocolate in this is fantastic. And just an FYI, the cacao in this legit just is a light, like milk chocolate, not dark chocolate. You can smell the difference in the two. So this one, it's obviously going to be on my list. This is number 9. Now that I only have 2 left, I know this is number 9. This is very easy to explain. It's Kilian Angel Share. I've put this on a lot of lists, so I think that this is going to be retired after this video. Kilian Angel Share is what you would want to drink after Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner to have yourself a nice dessert like booze. And it smells like a warm, boozy cinnamon bun drink. It has an ambery overtone. It has a woods that's underneath it that provides like a slight, almost like a blonde woods underneath it. I never actually paid attention. I know on Fragrantica it says that the woods are the most prevalent thing in it, but it's not. The cinnamon and the booze are the most prevalent thing. Anyway, Kilian Angel Share, warm, boozy cinnamon bun drink. I'm not spending any more time on that because I've talked about that a lot. It is being retired after this until probably end of winter. With that said, this one is also brand new. I don't know if it's brand new to the company. I'm pretty sure it is, but it's brand new to me. This smells like another drink. This is Makin Sense Cherry Cola. Just got this in. Makin Sense Cherry Cola. He made it to smell like a cherry vanilla Coke, but really what it smells like is a vanilla Coke, like a vanilla Coca-Cola mixed together with this dark cherry. If you've ever smelled vanilla Coke, it legit smells like that if you just mixed it with a little bit of dark cherry. That is, I mean, dessert gourmand. I guess it's not necessarily dessert gourmand, but I mean, whatever. It's a gourmand and it smells like something you could eat or drink. So, makes sense. In my head. Leave me alone. Yeah, cherry cola. I don't know exactly when I would wear it. It smells like exactly what you would think it should smell like if somebody told you that it smelled like a vanilla Coke with cherry. But, I mean, honestly, I don't know when I would wear a vanilla cocoa cherry. Nothing against Mike. I mean, I love the smell. He did a fantastic job with it, with what he was looking to do. It's just, I don't know what occasion I would wear a vanilla cocoa cherry. I'm trying to think of that before I actually do my full review on it, so I can get the idea in my head is, hey, this is when I would wear it. The only thing I can like possibly think is like if I was going to like a roller skating rink or something like that. But I've never been there, so I have no idea. Tell me what you guys think. Where would you wear something that smells like a vanilla Coke mixed together with a dark cherry? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Trying to think about it. I will wear it and I'll see if it works. Maybe like going out somewhere, but I don't know. It's situational. So yeah, that is 10 dessert gourmands. We have Angel Share. We have Louis Cardin Sacred. Boss Bottled Eau de Parfum Intense. We have Mugler's Amen Ultimate. We have Montale's Chocolate Greedy. Boss Descent Private Accord. Makin Sense Cherry Cola. We have Polo Red Extreme. And Most Wanted Eau de Parfum Intense and Zaharoff's Signature Aurum. Let me know some of your favorite dessert gourmands. I hate these videos. They're so damn long. That's why I don't do top 10 lists. I'm doing this to appease a few people. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Let me know if you like the top 10 list or if you'd rather me just do the top 5 and just screw them. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.